Finally, we made it to question number 20, the last of our sample questions for Unit 2. So that means the test is coming. Make sure you study all 20 questions before you take the test. Remember, redo these videos if need be. We do have a sample test that you can look at. It is an announcement that has the sample test and answers. So study by going over the 20 questions, and if you want, look at the sample test, make it a practice run, and then check your answers in the back. For us, this one says graph the inequality. Notice it has y is greater than 3. It doesn't have both variables, it has just y. So that's your clue that you remember. If it has both x and y, it's going to be a line that slants somehow. If it just has one letter, that means it's a special graph. When it's y equals a number, we know it's going to be the horizontal. When x equals a number, it's going to be up and down. So we know this is special because of one variable. But let's go through the steps. Step 1, for graphing, pretend it's an equal sign. Step 2, see if you can get y by itself. Yes, got a y and it's by itself. That's good. If it was x only, we know that that's where it's going to be slope is undefined and that we don't have a y-intercept, we have an x-intercept. But luckily, since we have y, then we can do y equals mx plus b. This is your constant. Because it's your constant, we know that's your b part, or your y-intercept. Y-intercept would be 0, 3. Notice there's no x. The only way we can get the x to disappear is when slope is 0. When you have y equals 0, x plus 3, you know 0 times x is 0. 0 plus 3, that's how we get y equals 3. So we know that the slope is 0. And you remember from the 3 or 4 pictures that we gave you, when slope is 0, it always looks like this. Flat, horizontal line. So find y-intercept. So 0, 3, where's 0, 3? X is 0, y is 3. Remember, it's always going to be on your y-axis. Now that we have this, we can't get another point unless you do 0 over 1. But since you know it's a horizontal line, let's draw our horizontal line, but make sure, is it solid or is it going to be dotted? It's going to be dotted. Remember, to be solid, it had to be greater than equal to. So let's draw a dotted horizontal flat line. There's your boundary. So we have to shade. Why? Because it's an inequality. So only the last 3 questions on the test. Okay, number 18, 19, 20. Those are the only ones that you're going to shade. Anything else that I asked you to graph on the test, no shading. Only the last 3. So I don't want you to get in the habit of shading every question. Only the last 3 you shade. So how do I shade? Do I shade above? Do I shade below? Pick a test point. Love my 0, 0. Notice it's not on the black boundary line, so it's available. We're going to test 0, 0. Plug it into the original, not this equal stuff, the original. So we have a y is 0. And then ask yourself, is 0 greater than 3? Well, alligator is choosing 0. But if I had my choice between no dollars and $3, I'd rather have $3. So alligator is choosing 0, but I want to choose 3. So we got a false statement here. Where you put your test point, we have to put the F. So that means we cannot shade below the boundary line because anything that's below will be caught up into the F zone. So we don't want to shade the false zone. So that means we have to shade above. That's our answer.